Dear sisters, brothers, and beloved soulmates, I am Ramon Krishna Vadapalli, the owner of this channel, dedicated to promoting a moral and spiritual society worldwide. Our main objective is to share the epic story of the Mahabharata, which serves as a rich collection of spiritual and moral teachings. This includes the Bhagavad Gita, a profound source of enlightenment for all humanity. I kindly ask all viewers to subscribe, like, and share this channel to support our mission. The Mahabharata comprises a total of 589 stories, each contributing to our understanding of life and spirituality. Please subscribe and share and support me for more likewise. Thank you. Yours, Vadapalli Ramon Krishna, ancient yoga trainer. Mandavia's curse on Yamadharma. A long time ago, there lived a sage named Mandavia, who observed a vow of silence and performed intense austerities by standing on one leg. One day, thieves broke into the royal palace, stole valuable treasures, and fled. The king's soldiers pursued them relentlessly. In their desperation to escape, the thieves entered Mandavia's hermitage and hid themselves among the bushes. Shortly after, the soldiers arrived and questioned Mandavia about the thieves' whereabouts. However, as he had taken a vow of silence, he did not respond. The soldiers searched the ashram and eventually found the thieves along with the stolen jewelry. Assuming that Mandavia was their leader and merely pretending to be an ascetic, they arrested him and took him to the king. Unable to judge the situation properly, the king sentenced the sage to the same punishment as the thieves and had him tortured. That night, some sages, having heard of his plight, took the form of birds and visited Mandavia in his prison cell. They asked, "Mandavia, you, who have performed such great penance, why are you suffering like this? Who is responsible for this?" Despite his unbearable pain, Mandavia smiled softly and replied, "Isn't it true that no one suffers from another's karma? The suffering I endure now must be the result of a sin I committed in a past life." The prison guards, overhearing this conversation, immediately informed the king. Realizing his grave mistake, the king rushed to Mandavia, apologized, and personally removed the sharp thorn that had been driven into the sage's body, finally setting him free. Sometime later, Mandavia journeyed to Yamaloka and confronted Yama, the god of Dharma. "Dhamamurti," he said, "what is the reason for my suffering? What sin have I committed to deserve such a fate?" Yama replied, "O sage, in your childhood, you once pierced the body of a snake with a thorn, causing it great pain. As a result of that sin, you yourself suffered by being pierced with a thorn. You were freed only when the time of your punishment was completed." Mandavia was not satisfied with this answer. He retorted, "How can you punish someone so severely for a small sin committed in ignorance during childhood? Childhood, from birth up to the age of 14, is a state of innocence where no actions should be counted as sins. If someone is punished for a sin committed in their childhood, then the burden of that sin will rest entirely upon the one who administered the punishment. From now on, Dharma should follow this principle. But for the minor mistake of my ignorant youth, you inflicted upon me a most terrible suffering. Because of this injustice, I curse you, and may you be born in a Shudra womb." Due to Mandavia's curse, Yama, who had been the ultimate judge of righteousness, was forced to take birth in the mortal world. As a result, a part of him was born in the Shudra lineage as Vidura, through Vyasa. Gandhari and Dhritarashtra's marriage. The people were delighted by Vishampayana's narration and eagerly asked him to continue. Vyasa's disciple then resumed his storytelling. Bhishma, having learned everything through Satyavati, looked upon Dhritarashtra, Pandu, and Vidura with great affection. As they grew into adulthood, Bhishma increasingly relied on Vidura's wisdom and consulted him on all matters of importance. During that time, the kingdom of Gandhara was ruled by King Sabala, whose daughter, Gandhari, was renowned for her beauty and virtues. Bhishma decided to arrange her marriage to Dhritarashtra and promptly sent a proposal to Sabala. The king thought, what could be more fortunate than an alliance with the mighty Bharata dynasty? The only concern was that the groom was blind. When Gandhari learned that she was to be married to a blind man, she made a remarkable decision. She blindfolded herself permanently, declaring, "I do not need a world where my husband cannot see me." She vowed never to set her eyes upon another man for the rest of her life. Her sacrifice and devotion were praised by all. Gandhari's marriage was soon finalized. On this occasion, King Subala mentioned that he had 10 more daughters and proposed that they be married to Ambike's descendants. Bhishma agreed, and thus, Dhritarashtra married all 11 sisters at once. Later, Bhishma arranged for the marriage of 100 other princesses to Dhritarashtra as well. In addition to his many wives, Dhritarashtra also had an affair with a Vaishya woman. Despite his blindness, he led a prosperous life with Gandhari as his chief queen, and his lineage continued to expand. Kunti's story. Kunti Boha, the king of the Yadavas, had no children. Surasena, another Yadava king, had a son named Vasudeva and a daughter named Pritha. Since Boha was childless, Surasena gave Pritha to him to raise as his own. Due to her stay in Kunti Boha's house, she became known as Pritha Kunti. Boha ensured that Kunti was well trained in serving saints and sages. One day, the great sage Vyasa visited their house, and Kunti was assigned to serve him. She attended to him with utmost devotion, and when Vyasa was ready to leave, he was pleased with her service. As a reward, he bestowed upon her a powerful mantra, saying, "Dear girl, if you invoke any god using this mantra, he will appear before you and grant you a son with his divine qualities. However, use this mantra with great caution." Despite his warning, Kunti's curiosity got the better of her. She wondered if gods truly appeared when summoned and decided to test the mantra. One morning, without anyone knowing, she went to the banks of the Ganges, bathed in the river, and stood basking in the morning sun. She then used the mantra to invoke Surya, the sun god, and asked him to grant her a son like himself. To her astonishment, Surya immediately descended in human form, radiating a divine aura. Kunti was terrified upon seeing him. "Oh radiant one! I called you in haste. Forgive my impulsiveness. Please leave me, for I am still a virgin," she pleaded. The sun god smiled and reassured her, "Beautiful maiden, Vysa's mantra cannot go in vain, nor can my presence be without purpose. Fear not, for your virginity will remain intact. The son you receive will be of a virtuous race." With his divine blessing, Kunti bore a son of extraordinary beauty and strength. However, overwhelmed by fear and societal norms, she decided to abandon him. By Surya's grace, a golden casket appeared, and she carefully placed the infant inside it before setting it afloat on the river. She watched the casket drift away until it was out of sight, then sorrowfully returned to the palace. The golden casket floated down the river until it was discovered by Athirata, a charioteer in the service of King Dhritarashtra. Athirata and his wife, Radha, were childless, and upon seeing the infant, they considered him a divine gift. Radha, filled with motherly love, held the baby in her arms, and at that moment, her breast swelled with milk. They decided to raise him as their own and named him Avasusena because he was found in a golden vessel. In time, he became famous as Karna. Kunti Swayamvaram, Marjorie's Kalyanam. After leaving the boy in the Ganges, Kunti gradually found peace. Due to the grace of the sun god, her virginity remained intact, allowing her to move forward in life without fear or concern. Since she had no known connection with Surya, King Kuntiboja arranged a Swayamvara for her. During the ceremony, she chose and married King Pandu. Later, Shantanu desired to arrange another marriage for Pandu. Upon hearing about the extraordinary beauty of Marjorie, the princess of Madra, he decided to make her Pandu's second wife. The wedding was conducted with the blessings of all the elders, and soon, King Pandu was enjoying a blissful life with both his wives, Kunti and Marjorie. King Pandu's world conquest journey. After enjoying the pleasures of youth for some time, King Pandu embarked on a grand conquest with a massive army. During this campaign, he defeated the king of Magadha, conquered the kingdom of Videha, destroyed the kingdom of Dashana, and established his dominance over Kashi. His victories extended to the lands of Sahaya and Pundraka, making the earth resound with the echoes of his triumphs. At a time when Bhishma and the Balakas were occupied with restoring order in the kingdom following the arrogance of Chitrangada, Pandu asserted his authority and subdued many who claimed independence. Not only did he reclaim the territories once ruled by Shantanu, but he also expanded the kingdom significantly. His conquests brought immense wealth, and he ensured that his elder brother, Dhritarashtra, distributed 100 horse-drawn chariots and donated 100,000 gold seals for a grand yagna. By doing so, he sanctified the land. Despite his military success and wealth, Panda chose to place all his conquests under the rule of his elder brother and sought only the blessings of his elders, living a life of humility and duty.